Hello and welcome to This Week in Campbell Basketball. Our men's and women's basketball teams will be featured on ESPN3 over the next 2 Saturdays. It starts this Saturday at rival High Point, an ESPN3 doubleheader, with the women taking on the Panthers at 4, followed by the men taking on High Point at 7. Then next Saturday, it's going to be right here at Gore Arena, an ESPN3 doubleheader. The women start things off with a 2 o'clock game, followed by the men at 4:30. Our women's basketball team split their last 2 contests. They erased a 16-point deficit to come back and beat Longwood behind 21 points from Summer Price over the weekend. The Camels then dropped a close overtime game with Radford later in the week. Michaela Rouse posted a double-double with 11 points and 11 rebounds. Here's the voice of Campbell women's basketball, Bill Priestley, with a closer look.
Going into the second half of the conference season, Campbell women's basketball stands at 4-5 on the year, but there's reason to have great optimism. They are led in scoring by Summer Price, who's averaging about 15 points a game, and Michaela Rouse, her classmate, leads the team in assists, averaging 9 points and 6 rebounds per contest, as she's also a steadying force on the offensive and defensive ends. One of the great developments on this team has been the maturation of 5 freshmen. Kyra Davis, Lauren McNamara-Clement, and Ashlyn Hampton have been getting the starting spot, rotating that in the 4 and 5 positions. And Nani Carver and Michaela Coleman are getting significant minutes at the guard position. Going into the second half of the conference season, that 4 and 5 mark might be a little bit misleading. Campbell has led their opponents in the second half in all of those 5 losses. And if you're looking for a good taste heading into the second half, the last 3 games of the conference season that they've played coming up to this point, the Campbells have given up 44, 48, and 51 points. All 3 of those below their 53-point average, which is good for 3rd in the country in overall team defense. Campbell's on the road for their next 2 games before they come back home here to Gore Arena to take on Liberty on February the 10th.
We have a great video feature this year on GoCamels.com. It's called Get to Know Your Fighting Camels. This week, from the women's basketball team, it's sophomore BREANNA Foster.
I'm BREANNA Foster. I'm a sophomore shooting guard from Randomin, North Carolina, and I am an exercise science major. Upward Basketball. It was an organization for like 6 and 7-year-olds, and I just remember we all had on t-shirts that were the same color, and every time that you played good, you got like a little star, like a sticker, and I just remember always trying to outdo everybody because I wanted the sticker, and that's what got me excited about it. The chemistry between my teams and just knowing where people are going to be on the court and just coming together as a team. I loved it. Well, I'm really prissy, so I like to shop and do makeup and tanning, especially tanning. I'm in love with tanning. I can belly dance.
Really?
Yep. And I'm afraid of worms. The team. Because there's just made me feel at home when I came on all my visits, and they had great coaching staff, and this coaching staff's just as good.
Our men's team had their 3-game win streak come to an end with a loss on Saturday at Winthrop. In that game, Andrew Udy tied a career high with 22 points. Campbell now with a big game here at home tonight, Thursday night, 7 o'clock against first place Asheville. Campbell comes into the game just a game behind the Bulldogs in the Big South Conference standings. We'll have video streaming for you on BigSouthSports.com, audio on GoCamels.com, and 88.3 FM. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you next week on This Week in Campbell Basketball.